coming on the heels of a string of alarming incidents dating back to October of 2017 when she fainted while hosting her show.
I mean, they provoked us into a peaceful response of school spirit.
What's happening with the Democrats? They've become radicalized.
The energetic host announcing she's taking another break from the Wendy Williams show to focus on her health. The hiatus marking Williams' second absence since revealing last year she was diagnosed with Graves' disease.
Graves' disease squeezes the muscles behind your eyeballs, and so that's the reason for...
Williams' family saying the 54-year-old will spend time in the hospital as part of her treatment, adding, despite her strong desire to return, she is taking a necessary extended break from her show to focus on her personal and physical well-being.
You can think of the thyroid gland as the metabolic control center of the body. So when it's hyperfunctioning, you might have symptoms of anxiety, irritability, heat intolerance, weight loss, even a high heart rate.
Williams' latest health scare coming on the heels of a string of alarming incidents dating back to October of 2017 when she fainted while hosting her show.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out.
Just last month, Williams told her audience she suffered a hairline fracture to her right shoulder, but didn't say how the injury happened.
I'm on the mend. I don't need an operation. They tell me I'm very healthy.
Just days later, Williams raising concerns on social media when she began slurring her speech on air.
Our first guests are an iconic hip-hop trio.
Williams posted a statement on Instagram later that day apologizing for a less-than-stellar show and explaining she'd taken medication to manage her shoulder pain. Now this morning, as fans send their well wishes, it remains unclear when Williams will return to work and get back to spilling the tea.
Do you feel from this experience that you owe anybody an apology? Do you see your own fault in any way?
As far as standing there, I had every right to do so. My position is that I was not disrespectful to Mr. Phillips. I respect him. I'd like to talk to him. I mean, in hindsight, I wish we could have walked away and avoided the whole thing. But I can't say that I'm sorry for listening to him and standing there.
This morning, 16-year-old Nick Sandman standing by his actions in this moment gone viral. The junior at Kentucky's Covington Catholic High School, now the face of this Lincoln Memorial confrontation with Native American elder Nathan Phillips. And what's it been like to be at the center of the storm?
Well, it's weird to see your face on television. I've been reading a lot. And, you know, I've also been getting a lot of messages from people, both support and a lot of hateful things.
Sandman and dozens of his classmates had just finished attending an anti-abortion March for Life rally when they converged with 5 Hebrew Israelites, a radical movement that is growing more militant, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
They started shouting a bunch of, homophobic, racist, derogatory comments at us.
Did you feel threatened at all?
I definitely felt threatened.
There were more of you than them, but you felt like they were stronger?
They were a group of adults, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen next.
It's unclear from the videos who actually started the confrontation. Each side believes it was the first to be taunted. Sandman says his chaperone gave students permission to shout school chants, an attempt, he says, to drown out the Hebrew Israelites. Do you think it was a good idea to start chanting back at the protesters?
In hindsight, I wish we had just found another spot to wait for our buses, but at the time, being positive seemed better than letting them slander us with all of these things.
Overnight, President Trump blinking in his State of the Union stare down with Nancy Pelosi. The president writing in a late-night tweet, "I will do the address when the shutdown is over. I am not looking for an alternative venue for the State of the Union address because there is no venue that can compete with the history, tradition, and importance of the House chamber." Pelosi responding with a measured tweet of her own, encouraging the president to end the shutdown and reopen the government. Earlier in the day, President Trump, in a letter to Pelosi, dismissing her request to delay the address, saying he would give the speech on time, on schedule, and very importantly, on location. Pelosi firing back, telling the president she wouldn't authorize his address in the House chamber as originally planned. The president appearing caught off guard by the news, delivered by NBC.
Your response to the House Speaker?
I'm not surprised. It's really a shame what's happening with the Democrats. They've become radicalized.
President Trump later lashing out at the speaker.
The State of the Union speech has been canceled by Nancy Pelosi because she doesn't want to hear the truth. She's afraid of the truth. I think that's a great blotch on the incredible country that we all love.
But for the president, backlash is building, his approval rating now dropping to 34%, its lowest level in more than a year, with most Americans blaming him for the shutdown. Unpaid federal workers converging on the Capitol, protesters arrested outside Mitch McConnell's office, and 5 former heads of the Department of Homeland Security, including the president's former chief of staff, John Kelly, writing a letter to the president and to Congress urging them to fund the department to ensure our homeland remains safe. The letter following a new report that details the first-hand accounts of FBI agents, warning the shutdown is undermining criminal, counterterrorism, and counterintelligence operations.